what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott and Costello Show. We're on the air for ABC here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott and Costello Show.
What is your Sam Shovel case for tonight?
It's one of my smaller cases, Abbott. I call it the case of the sailor who was shot while having Hedy Lamarr and Lana Turner's pictures on his chest, or he died with his Beauts on.
Sounds interesting. Let's do it.
Okay.
And now the makers of Crummies, the breakfast food that dares to be different, presents The Adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective. But first, a word about our product, Crummies. Crummies is the only breakfast food that comes ready to serve. We put in the sugar, strawberries, milk, and cream right into the package. Look for it on your grocer's shelf in the large, soggy box. And Crummies is fine for the youngsters. You can safely feed Crummies to a 2-year-old. Some of the well-known 2-year-olds that eat Crummies are Citation, Entrust, and Bazooka. Crummies is the only breakfast food that is shot from cannon. So remember, when opening the package, stand back. And friends, mark my words. No cereal is as good as Crummies. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. In fact, it tastes better if you put it in your pipe and smoke it. And now for the further adventures of Sam Shovel, Private Detective.
Yes, I'm Sam Shovel. Sam Shovel, Private Detective. I don't feel so good today. Last night, my fraternity invited me to a football dinner. That's the last time I'll eat football for dinner. I'm kind of tired, too. I traveled all night. I rode the chief in from Albuquerque. Next time, I'm going to take a train. Riding piggyback on an Indian is murder. I was down there trying to get a conviction on one of my cases, Maxie the murderer. But he had a clever lawyer. I charged him with murder, but the jury whitewashed him. I charged him with larceny, but the jury whitewashed him. Then I took him to a Turkish bath. I had to get all that whitewash off him. My correspondence was piled up a lot while I was away. I see a carbon copy of the letter I sent to Sears and Roebuck for a pair of handcuffs. It reads, "Send handcuffs. If good, we'll send check." Then I pick up their answer. It reads, "Send check. If good, we'll send handcuffs." That reminds me I may get called on another case. I think I'll clean my Remington before I put it back in my pocket. Someday I'm going to buy a gun. I get tired carrying a typewriter in my pocket. Suddenly I look up. There on the wall of my office is an oil painting. Bought it last year. It's pretty, but it's a lot of trouble. Every day I got to oil it. I glance across the court. The beautiful stenographer in the insurance office is just coming to work. She's punching the time clock. The clock punched her back. I pick up my morning paper. On the front page is a picture of John L. Lewis. John L. Lewis on the front page. I study his face. I'm trying to figure which eyebrow has the Tony. Looks like another slow day for the detective business. As I sit here in my little office, I'm unhappy. I'm down in the dumps. Whenever I'm in this office, I feel down in the dumps. That's not strange. My office is located at the dumps. Across from my office is a stationery store. There's no sign on it, but I'm sure it's a stationery store. I've been watching it for 2 years. It hasn't moved an inch. I just remember last week my pal, Lieutenant Abbott, invited me to dinner, and I must send his wife a bread and butter note. That's a sloppy job. There's nothing I hate worse than writing on bread and butter. I glance out at the window in the parking lot. They're getting ready to move my car again to let another one out. I hope the owner moves it, not the reckless attendant. Thank goodness the owner moved it. I noticed my pal, Lieutenant Abbott, in the homicide squad coming this way. He's a regular bloodhound. When he's after a crook, he can smell a trail. In fact, he smells any place. One thing about Lieutenant Abbott, he speaks straight from the shoulder. He's got to. That's where his mouth is. Just then, Lieutenant Abbott walks into the office.
Hello, Sam Shovel. Sam, I just had the most sensational lunch. What a meal. I ordered pork chops, bacon, fried ham, pig's knuckles.
When Lieutenant Abbott eats, he goes hog wild.
Well, a cop has got to keep his strength up, Sam. I never know when I'll get in a fight.
Lieutenant Abbott is right. One thing I'll say for him, he never ran away from a fight. He always takes a taxi.
Sam, I'm happy today. I'm feeling pretty chipper. I'm really chipper.
Lieutenant Abbott is not lying. Nobody is chipper than he is. He's the chippest man I ever met. He lives at the Fiddle Hotel. It's a violin. Rooms are $1 a night and up. If you get a room for $1, you're up all night.
Sam, I thought I heard something moving. The sound came from that bureau.
We crossed the office to the bureau and started opening the drawers.
There's nobody here.
You won't find me here.
It's my Bureau of Missing Persons.
Speaking of missing persons, Sam, what happened to that crooked musician you were trailing?
Lieutenant Abbott was referring to Matty Banjo Head Malnick, the leader of one of the crookedest bands in this country.
Sam, how can you say that? Matty's boys are all artists.
They must be artists. I know they're not musicians. Lieutenant, when Matty Banjo Head Malnick heard I was after him, he took it on the lam. That was 3 weeks ago.
Hiya, Sam Shovel.
He's still on that lam.
Sam, you gotta help me. That Bergman gang is trying to shake me down for $10,000, and I'm afraid I'll have to pay through the nose.
Why should you have to pay through the nose?
That's where I keep my money.
What a clever crook that Malnick is. When he needs money, he don't have to blow a safe. He just blows his nose. Just look at it. I'd like to have his nose full of Canadian nickels.
Malnick, you'll have to get out of here. Sam and I are talking business.
I'll go, but first I want to give Sam this batch of cookies I baked for him. Here, Sam, they're your favorite kind, policeman cookies.
Policeman cookies?
Sure, ain't you never heard of cop cakes? So long, copper.
Everybody's got good writers but me. I'm going to have to start paying next week. That Malnick is a very clever boy. He ought to go over to the Eagle Laundry and put his head in with the flat work.
Well, never mind him, Sam. Hey, look who's coming across the street. It's Two-Gun Gertie.
Two-Gun Gertie, the gorgeous gun moll. Once I asked her to marry me, but she refused. She's too class conscious.
Gertie is class conscious?
I ain't got no class, and she's conscious of it. Just as I finished making this clever remark, the door burst open, and Gertie entered my office.
Sam Shovel, my darling. Oh, Sam, you gotta help me.
What's up, Gert?
The cops are after me. They think I'm hiding something. They think I've got it on me.
You may have it on you, but you sure ain't hiding anything.
Careful, Sam. She's up to something.
Oh, Sam, you gotta help me. If you do, I'll be your slave. I'll cook for you. I'll bake for you. I'll sew for you. I'll...
Keep going, Gert. You're bound to hit something I like.
Ah, you're a card, Sam. Come here. I'm gonna let you kiss me.
Sam Shovel, where are your manners? Where are your manners? How dare you kiss this gun moll right before me?
Wait your turn, Lieutenant. I'll kiss you next.
Sam, why don't we start going steady again? We could be so happy. Look out the window, Sam. See those two lovebirds in that tree?
Yes.
Why can't we be like them and do what they're doing?
Okay, but I don't think the branches will hold us.
Sam, this is ridiculous. You're a cop and she's a crook. She's not for you.
Keep out of this, Flatfoot. I'll prove to Sam that I'm the girl for him. I'll give him a kiss that'll bust the buttons off his vest.
That I'd like to see.
Come here, Sam.
Sam. Sam Shovel, say something.
Has any lady in the audience got a needle and a thread?
Well, Costello, we're a little late, so you better say thanks to this lovely audience in the studio and to all the swell people who are listening in at home.
Thanks for listening, folks. And I would like to thank the people that help us bring you this show every Thursday night. Our writing staff is headed by Eddie Foreman with Paul Conlon, Pat Costello, Martin Ragaway, and Leonard Stern.
And thanks to Matty Malnick and all his boys and our vocalist, Hal Winters.
And thanks also to our producer, Charles Vander. We'll be back again at the same time next Thursday.
Good night, folks.
Good night to everybody in Patterson. Good night!
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.